ya kwa Mose. Koto ya kwa Mose.
Bakuimba kwa ndine.
Koto ya kwa Mose.
Baba na bandi tata.
Koto ya kwa Mose.
Ine palu palu andi tata.
Koto ya kwa Mose.
Baba na bandi papa.
Koto ya kwa Mose.
Iwe mayo tata ushema fya shimule pitamu. Kwendumene kashiyane fishu ushingwa na navyo. Ushakukana kwa tabane fyo lilalila. Kukana kwa dejitwa yote mafya nono. Yesu atila nomba bule kodo. Ya kwa Mose amafya yonse ya lapwa. Yesu wiralila mayo fyonse fyalipwa. Ukulosha tata konse kwa lipwa lelelelelelele. Yesu shakutulile fya mafya na senda yeka. Shakutulile katundu na senda awe. Ngomwe wandinde pela nani. Ngama fya yandinde pela nani. I surrender to you. I surrender Shama everything in a quarter to you. Kalunga wa before I stop, let me declare this to someone. It's about to rain in your life. It's about to rain today. It's a new year, 2020. No worries. Over. It's about to rain. It's about to rain. It's about to rain. It's about to rain. Munganda yobe tata, it's about to rain. It's about to rain. Na yobe baba na bobe mama tata. It's about to rain. Ifula ya mapalo ile lokalelo. It's about to rain. Mutu sabe betandi. Arepanga mwemi manami 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 manami. It's about to rain. It's about to rain. It's about to rain, mama. It's about to rain. It's about to rain. Hey, mutu sabe betandi. It's about to rain. Thank you.
Problem. They love what they do very much, and so ukufuma pa stage kopala kwa lishuba kutibachesha fika yeko afuma ma talent kopala. Clap for Kings Chimbalange as it so takes up the stage and the Salvation Preachers team.
Hello.
Hallelujah. Sorry. So let's get ready. Immediately after leave the stage, we're going to have DJ Mulumba, so don't go. Then Donna is going to for us.
Happy New Year. Vakopala, Happy New Year. Vakopala, Happy New Year. Valusaka, Happy New Year. Okay, isendise vachinyanja vamwene muno muloko. We are called by the name of the Salvation Preachers. And the song that we are about to minister, ikamba kuti mulungu kamba na mutima wanga. Ndiye nyimbo ya mene tifunoshita minister kuti mulungu kamba na mutima wanga. I'm sure as we're ministering this song, mulungu akakamba na mutima wanga ndiponso azakamba na mitima zanu muzina mbuye Yesu. Sure.
Nalangana mutima, mutima ufuna mulungu. Nalangana natalo shamanga, nalangana mutima wanga, nalangana natalo shamanga. Nifuno siya soipaza kumutima wanga, koma kutinda shamanga. Nifuno siya soipaza kumutima wanga, koma kutinda shamanga. Kamba na mutima wanga Yesu. Hallelujah. Kamba na mutima wanga. Kamba na mutima wanga Yesu. Ogumamba Yesu. Ogumamba Yesu. Yawira. Hallelujah. Yesu, listen. Nifuno siya soipaza sobalamba mini muchechi koma kutinza shamanga. Nifuno siya soipaza sonenalela bantu muchechi koma kutinza shamanga. Kamba na mutima wagumamba Yesu, wagumamba Yesu, wagumamba Yesu, wagumamba Yesu. I just want to praise to somebody in this house. Hallelujah. Now listen. I wanna say to you, I wanna preach to you. I wanna say to you, Shama, I wanna preach to you. God, listen. What goes around, comes back around. What goes around, comes back around. Ipo kamene muchita, ipo Christmas na bantu muche. Shama, the Bible says, siku za Mulungu za musisa. Titangoniso. Mumulu, emwabalesa wani. Mumulu sama, emwabalesa wani. Shama mama, wakumamba Yesu, ka Yesu, emwabalesa wani. Shima bilonga mariotola, mwile lubasa mariotola. Shama mama, Yesu, emwabalesa wani. Shima bilonga mariotola, mwile lubasa.
Lovely, lovely, good morning. It is a Wednesday and it is that time again for the Morning Express on a Wednesday. It was a bit strange because yours truly, DJ Diplomat, never, been on this show on a Wednesday. But it's a different year, it's a brand new year, so expect anything, yeah. All right, so I'm not alone in the studio. Mr.
Who are you with?
Is in.
Oh, you're with me. Good morning. Good morning. How you
don't
doing?
trust yourself. You don't think you are yourself.
No, I think I just got caught up right there in your introduction that I thought I was the audience.
Oh, all right, yeah. All right, so I've got something interesting to talk about, this morning, from the east, we say, wadira mvula, wadira matope.
Wadira
You know what that means?
When you cry rain, you cry. Well, I'm not sure what matope is.
Mad.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, exactly. So what we are looking at is, the floods in Lusaka. I'm sure most of you, have experienced this. At first, it was only, the annual ceremony at, Kulima Tower, but this time it's gone to so many places which you have seen, have flooding in Lusaka.
Yeah.
Mr. Mui, you've got some experience of this.
I had some experience, had some floods there in my area. Like whole yard got flooded, even some water actually started getting in the house. Yeah. That was, I'm not sure what day that was. I think it was a Thursday. It was last Thursday. Yeah, it was
just within this week, Mr. Mui.
Was it this week?
It's just within this week.
No, it's last week.
No,
this is a new week. Today is Wednesday. That was last week.
No, it was on Monday.
No, it wasn't on Monday.
It was on Monday.
Because the heaviest rains we had was on that Thursday, and it was really heavy that some cars couldn't actually move. Yeah. I saw some cars actually that got flooded up to the windows. Right. I saw one video circulating on Facebook where the couches were actually floating in the air. I think the house was probably built somewhere low, that everything, and there's nothing the owners could do but just stand by the veranda in water as well and just capture a video showing what was happening. Yeah.
All right, so that's quite a serious. We are used, to the annual ceremony when you walk around town.
I don't think this one was the same though. This one was intense.
This one was intense.
Yeah, it was intense. Okay. The last few days.
Maybe it's an extension of the ceremony, taken to other places. I know of places like around Mumana, Kanda Square, just after Munadi. Yes. Right there, there's some serious flooding, and of course I hear it was due to a blockage of a drainage somewhere.
Yeah, I think also there's a bit of complaints from some people saying that especially houses that are along the drainage line, that instead of water coming out, going into the drainage, it got so filled that water started going into now people's yards. So instead of being an exit, it became an outlet. Someone even, hey, my engineer, I'm going to ponyera manyumba ya builder. A bit of outrage right there.
All right. So where do you think the problem lies? Is it, the engineers, how they design and plan the drainages, or is it that maybe just the designs of the houses, because when you are designing, you need to have an outlet for water. It gets flooded, outlet into the drainages or something like that. Where do you think the problem lies?
Well, firstly, firstly, I think looking at it, we're not the first ones to have this. I'm not sure about Zimbabwe, but I know South Africa had these last year. They had like really heavy floods that even
Mozambique
as well
has been having them.
That even some cars were actually floating away, and they've got pretty good infrastructure when it comes.
And I'm sure you can't compare those floods to what we're experiencing. This is, I can say, it's just normal rain.
No, I don't think that was the case for last week. That specific day.
It's normal rain.
Anyway, I think the structure as well, in how we structure not only houses but also the drainage systems, because if we look at every year we sort of do have floods, and it's not every year we have like really heavy rains, but those floods have become like a normal thing where people's houses get flooded. So I think in the way that we channel that water, the structure is not too well. Hopefully with the new construction of the houses, of the roads that is being done, and the drainage systems as well, like we've seen in Alikinkata Road, hopefully this is gonna help, and it's gonna make, it's gonna channel the water properly, because this is water that we could actually make good use of if we channel it correctly.
Yeah, and I remember, was it on Saturday, there's somebody, we ran into along Tabombeki Road.
Yes.
So it was quite flooded, and of course, so we're saying, but there are drainages here, so what's going on? So you're saying, no, these drainages are not yet finished, when they're done. All this water will be harvested, it will be going somewhere in Chongwe, there's a dam and something. I don't know how true that is. I don't know how true that is.
I'm not an engineer, but just looking at the direction that the water is going, doesn't look like it's going to Chongwe, Yeah.
But, definitely, that water, can be put to good use, water harvesting.
Yeah.
Definitely something which happens in other countries, and we have a crisis already. Kariba doesn't have enough water, and all this water is just going to waste. Just creating pools in people's houses. You're asleep, waking up, your bed is floating.
You find you swimming.
Yeah, you're thinking having a bad dream, and yet it's happening in your house. So. I don't know how we can, get.
Yeah, I know. I was listening to Stars the other day. Was saying, no, every time it rains, we'll be taking one bucket of water, taking it to the Kariba. Looking at, I think a lot of the times, we tend to put just a lot of the weight on government, saying, oh, government must do this. But I think something that we don't encourage.
Who makes the drainages?
Yes, it is the government, but I think it's more than drainages. I think we need to look at us as something that we don't encourage each other about as Zambians is being innovative. I think we're too comfortable with just having a job and so on. We're not becoming innovative. I think if each of us see this as a problem and as an opportunity to come up with a solution, I'm sure we could come up with some basic, simple solutions and see how, you never know, we could come up with something
Such as?
Well, I'm still thinking as well.
Probably maybe everyone else is still thinking,
Yeah,
but
I don't think everyone else is still. I think some people are just, government, we need to create like a mechanism that sucks out water, maybe spits out water somewhere.
Is this a new problem?
No, it's not a new problem.
So how come somebody has not thought of something,
That's what I'm saying. Like, we need to encourage each other to be innovative and to think up of ideas and see this not just as a problem, as a solution.
Because with me, if my yard is flooded, definitely, I can come up with a mechanism that
I'm
will
sure
suck the water and, throw into the neighbors.
No, that's not, that one's not good. I've seen like what happens with what they're calling youth empowerment, where they'll carry someone past.
See how flooded it is.
Really flooded.
And of course, those the ladies. If it goes, to that extent, because the ladies, they don't like, walking in water. Even when it's raining, they'll make sure maybe
especially with the hair,
But they just say, there's nothing we can do, and of course, maybe in this area, there wasn't really youth empowerment. The guys who carry people. But look how this is not a new problem. At this roundabout.
Yeah, and these are supposed to be the prime areas of Lusaka, and looking at them, being like this. Oof,
Yeah, and you
that's
even
not a
get
good
surprised that, you know, sometimes you find the fire truck is empty, no water, but this is the water, you know, they can be making use of, you know.
Yeah, I think my biggest fear when it comes to this is just something biting my feet when I'm in that water, because you don't know where the water is coming from and so on, and there's just so many things in there.
Because you know, it's not only, you know, if you're just walking that you get, even the businesses, you know, they get
Yeah.
affected. You
Yeah.
can see somebody selling there, but how do you get there to go and buy something?
Yeah, that's
true.
true.
It becomes a
Yeah.
problem. So
I think also some fragile things actually get flooded, you know.
Yeah. And of course, you know, Coral also is a fan of such kind of environment.
Yeah.
So definitely, in no time we'll start hearing about, you know, the bounce back of
Yeah, that's true.
of that.
Correct, because if you look at the sewer systems as well, so the tanks, the septic tanks, are they called? Yeah, they get flooded as well. And when they get flooded, the same outlets, the pipes that are used as outlets become inlets for the water, and all of that just starts coming out again. So this is not just water that you're seeing. There's a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff, you know, and you know, people throw things around,
Yeah.
you know, poisonous things. So it's quite dangerous, you know. It's a scenario which, you know, has you know, a solution has to be found. I don't know. There's a drainage which was worked on, you know, the Bombay. Yeah, but
Is it active already?
it is active, but is it really doing the job, or as they expected? Yeah.
I'm not sure. But again, we can't just depend on that one drainage. Maybe with its specific area, could be.
Yeah, but you know, the issue of flooding is not a new thing. It's something that, you know, has been ongoing. You know,
Yeah.
you know, every time it's a rainy season, you know, you are happy it is raining, but again, the issue of you know, floods.
I think we're gonna be a bit scared praying for the rains this time around, because
So, no, you just give us enough rain.
just drizzling.
Maybe, you know, we should try to engage, you know, maybe the Lusaka mayor. You know, maybe we can just, you know, have him on a show and just, you know, talk about that. You know?
Yeah.
Because he's a people person, you know,
Yeah,
he likes
yeah.
to talk to the people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe that can be a good thing, you know,
Good
just
thing.
to hear from him and say, Mr. Mayor, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I think also the other thing, I think going back to just people, us the citizens being innovative, I think it's important for us to do that, so that where we see maybe government is not able to do, if we come, for example, if we had the mayor here and you tell him, okay, this is an initiative that we think would help this. Now, only if they're like, no, we're not going to do that, that's when I think we could actually start, you know, complaining and so on, as people are usually doing.
But do you think, you know, I'm sure in all these years somebody must have come up with, you know, a brilliant idea and, you know, presented it.
Yeah. But then we have no evidence that has happened. We are assuming.
For all these years that we have floods.
Yeah.
Come on, Mr. Moy, somebody must have come up with something.
Well, that's an assumption. That's why I'm saying, if we have that evidence, then we'll say, yeah. But something that I've noticed is that as Zambians, we necessarily don't promote being innovative and coming up with those solutions ourselves for certain problems. You know, I think it's important for us to just look, okay, what can I do here? What can we do here? There was someone actually who had commented about this, where he was on a flight, and one of the international businessmen was sitting next to him who did some business in Zambia, and he said, no, the Zambians don't really promote innovation, because I came there like in the 80s, and I came there again, and I find the women are still breaking stones on the side of the road, and no one has come up with a technique of easily breaking those stones, you know. So I think such things is what we're looking at, and you know, if we came up with solutions, it wouldn't only benefit the people, but even yourself. If imagine,
was that a real businessman you're talking about?
Yeah, apparently. Well, it's an article. It's an
Found an
article.
opportunity and of course, come up with something.
I think that wasn't his business. He probably had his own business that is settled. But I think those are such things that we need to be looking at. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunities in the country when it comes to. We complain about jobs. Yes, there might not be the correct number of jobs, but in terms of problems, if there's problems, it means there's solutions that you could come up with, and those are opportunities.
Zambia
and that's why we find so many people
small rains.
And are coming here.
Look at I was planning this city.
Yeah.
This is Lusaka city.
Yeah.
There's never been a drainage on this part of the road.
Yeah.
So
Like that. Flooded.
Yeah. I heard of there's a certain
Not
car
poor at
apparently that was almost flooded
Look at
full
that.
with the person inside driving.
Yeah, so we just look at those.
Zambia twalichula zona small rains zona small rains. Look at
I
was planning this city.
A bit similar to
This
this
is
one.
Lusaka
Someone actually
city.
fell in and they didn't know there's a ditch where they were.
Like that.
Yeah, so this is a sad development.
Flooded.
Yeah, we love the rains, and of course, the rains have got no
Not good.
problem. It is I don't know.
Look at that.
Yeah, I think it's us because with everything you have a certain level of responsibility.
Zambia
So even when
quality.
we pray for the rains and God blesses us with those rains, we need to have a level of responsibility on how we are actually going to use this, how we're going to channel it. Yeah.
Right, so you can also have your say, although we are, almost out of time. Yeah, we're out of time.
Yeah.
And I can see the director saying, no, you need to go.
Yeah.
All right, so we want to say our goodbyes right now, but we are saying, you can come up with some ideas on how we can work around this issue of floods. Of course, we need the rains, and but we also need to have those solutions, because it's not good in getting flooded, especially at homes.
Yeah, not good. Like, where can you go? If home is flooded, where do you go?
On the roof. All right, so we want to say thank you very much to each and everyone who's been glued watching the Morning Express. Hey, you need to keep it right here on Prism Africa, because this is where good things are happening. Mr. Mwe.
Yes, it is. Goodbye.
Yeah.